Welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of our house building, small house build. And yesterday we made our floor plan, and today we are going to put walls on our house. And again, this is mine, and I've used, on this one I used cereal boxes, or one cereal box actually. I almost had enough. I just had to use a little bit of another snack box piece. And I used the width actually of the cereal box for the height of my walls. I think this one ended up being 6 centimeters. Okay, it doesn't matter what height you have. 5 or 6 centimeters is good. It's better to stay away from half a centimeter. Better to use a whole number of 5 or a 6. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull my floor plan out from yesterday. Okay, and I just left one room on here because you'll catch on very quickly how this works. Now, what I want to do is make my wall for my my bedroom. Now, you can do it many different ways. If you're using a cereal box, what I did is I cut my 3 walls first and I put them on. Okay, because these are long enough. The cereal box pieces are long enough, and unfortunately I don't have an empty cereal box yet. So what I grabbed were my cracker boxes, and when I do that, I'm going to have to piece them together a little bit to make them long enough, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. And what I've done is I just put the colored part on the outside and this plain part on the inside. And all you need to do is, it's very simple actually. I just draw it like this. I'm way off there. Huh, it's a good thing I did this. All right, one on the top, one on the bottom. So I'm just making it the right size to fit, that's all. Okay, so instead of measuring, I'm just using the exact size of this, and then I'll just get a couple of pieces of tape, put them on here, and tape them on the edge like this. It's nice if you can get a second hand to help you here. Okay, now I have to let it fold down. I move my old cardboard out of the way. And also by all means, if you have a bigger piece of cardboard, like a regular cardboard that's the same size as a regular piece of paper, use it, because it'll be much easier to use. So now I have my piece here, but I need another piece. So I'm going to have to cut an extra piece off. All right, so I'll have to kind of go right there, and what I can do is put it on top so I can measure. And I know I might be going off the screen here, sorry about that. Okay, but you get the idea. I have to build my wall now. Okay, and that's fine, doesn't matter. It'll hold, but once you start putting tape on, it'll hold just fine. Okay, and keep those pieces because you'll need them for the small walls. Right now, I'm going to tape these two together to make it one wall. Okay, and you can go all the way around. You can do both sides. I'm going to do both sides just to hold it. Okay, so now I'm going to put this one on this side. Put a couple of pieces on, and then you'll get the idea. It's almost like a geometric net that you're creating here. There. Okay, so now I'm going to just tape my walls here, and then you can also tape the seam like this, just to hold it a little tighter, right? And I think I want maybe another piece on the corner. It's a little loose. Another piece here, because that's still a little loose too. And you can always put more tape on later. Okay, so you get the idea. There's a wall there, there's a wall there. Now, the one thing you need to think about is if you want to put windows in your walls, you need to do the windows before you put your walls on. Otherwise, it's very hard to turn it sideways and cut. So for example, here, it's very hard to turn sideways and cut windows into the panels, okay, once it's already finished. So you need to think about that ahead of time if you want to make walls. Now, to make our room, according to our map, my bedroom is right here. There's my bedroom. Right? And so now I need to go like this. And I have one here. I have one here. And I'll draw that line. I'm going to cut this little piece off. There. Now, it depends if you want a door there or not, too. Right? So I think I'm going to put a door in this one. So I'm going to just make a little cut, and you can do it one of two ways. You can bend the cardboard. That's always possible. All right, or you can cut the cardboard off completely where your door is and then retape it. Okay, so this one I'm just going to bend it. I'm going to make it a fold. There's my door. Pretty simple. All right, nothing super difficult. And now, I'll close it up for a second. The way you do this, if you recall, we did this technique before where you put a piece of tape on like this, and I'm actually going to put a piece of tape on both sides. One in the front, one in the back. Okay, kind of like this. And with my pencil, so I'm going to lay it down on my line, right? And with my pencil, I'm going to do that on the edge and then push it down. I'm doing the same thing on the back side. There, one wall's up. Now I need another wall, which needs to be this long right here. Okay, so I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to go and cut it. And now I'm going to tape it up the same way. And I need a smaller piece because my tape will interfere with my door. I think it still did. Yep, still too long. Okay. Instead, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to tape it along the seam. Okay, just like if you were drywalling the house. And now you put some more tape on the walls. Yeah, so now I use the same technique. I'll just go like this, and I'll use my pencil. It's okay if it's a little crooked, that works fine. I'm going to do the same thing on the inside. Alright, there we go. And now for this part of the wall, you can just sit it sideways like this instead of trying to reach around inside. Okay, now here's my one bedroom's complete. And there's my door. All right, there's my one bedroom. So now what you do is you take your cardboard, your walls, and you populate your floor plan that you've drawn, and you match it up with your floor plan that you've done on your actual house. And it's okay if these lines are there, because what you can do after is you can actually color the floor. You can put colored paper in, which would be really cool to do. And you can dress it up. But don't forget to cut your windows ahead of time if you want to have windows on your walls. Okay, just make sure you follow your floor plan. Now, what you need to do is, let me move from this one to this one. Now, when you're finished your room, when you're finished your floor plan, what you're going to have to do is, when you're finished your build, your house, you have to take your floor plan and you have to cut out your rooms, okay, from your floor plan. Because what the plan is, and I've done that right here, you are going to take your cutout floor plan like this, okay, and you are going to slide it in here, in each room. All right, there's my bedroom. Slides in. You may have to trim it, that's okay. And if you have to trim a little bit of the arrow off, that's okay too. Okay. As long as you have your numbers on there and your lines and your arrows show roughly where it's supposed to be. For whatever reason, this was not getting stuck on my tape. There we go. Okay, there we go. There's another one. Here's my family room with this odd size. And you can see I did not measure this triangle. A word of advice, stay away from severe angles like that, because they are really tough to measure. Okay, so that's what you need to do. You need to lay your pieces of your floor plan inside so we can see your actual measurements. Okay. Now, when your house is built and you have your doors, you may have windows, when you have your pieces of your floor plan laid inside, okay, what you need to do on a separate piece of paper is show the dimensions of your walls. Okay, so for example, in this plain square bedroom right here, my wall dimensions are, I know already that it's 2 squares, and I have written down here what my dimensions are. So it's 8 centimeters from here to here. Okay, but my height of my wall this is where it's nice to have a nice even number. My height of my wall is 6 centimeters. Okay, so my wall is actually 8 by 6 centimeters. Okay, so it's 8 this way and 6 centimeters tall. So you have to show that dimension, okay, of your of each wall in the room. So for example, you would have bedroom 1. You would have, this wall is 6 by 8. This wall is so much by so much, and this wall and this wall. Okay, so obviously you're going to have 4 walls with different dimensions. You can label them wall 1, 2, 3, or 4. It doesn't matter. But you don't have to write the numbers in here as long as you show the dimensions of the walls. Okay. And then you also have to calculate what the area of the walls are, because you need to find the total area of the the total area of all the walls. So for example, if this wall was 5 by 10, right? 10 centimeters by 5 centimeters. It would be 5 times 10 is 50 centimeters squared plus 50 centimeters squared plus 50 centimeters squared plus 50 centimeters squared, because it's a square room. So it would be 200 square centimeters, which is the area of all the walls in that room. Okay. You need to do that for each one of your rooms. You need to calculate what the area is of this wall, 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 all the walls, every single wall. But you have to label it properly so we can see what room it is and how many walls there are, the dimensions of the walls, and the area of each wall. So each room will have a wall square area. Okay. And then once you have all that information, what you need to do is calculate how many cans of paint you would need if you had to paint your walls. And you'll get all this on your, there's an instruction page that you'll get with this, so don't worry about writing this down. And it's based on each can of paint covering 120 square centimeters of wall space. Okay, so you have to figure out how many cans you would need to cover the walls in your house. Okay, and after you take a picture of your house, you can pull your floor plans off, and you can color the floor or put something else on the floor if you want to dress it up a little more. You can actually install furniture. You can put tables in there. You can have some fun with it after the assignment portion is done. Okay, and make sure when you're finished, also again, take pictures. I'm not sure how you're going to be handing in your calculations for your walls and how many cans of paint you need, but that'll have to be passed on to your teacher as well, whether it be through a picture or if you're going to send it through some other means to your teacher that way. Okay, so that's it. Hope you have enjoyed designing and building your small house. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again.